The Advent reading for December 10 is titled Redeemed by Blood. And we're going to begin by looking at Exodus chapter 11, verses 4 to 7. And the passage reads, Moses went to the king and said, I have come to let you know what the Lord is going to do. About midnight he will go through the land of Egypt, and wherever he goes, the firstborn son in every family will die. Your own son will die, and so will the son of the lowest slave woman. Even the firstborn male cattle will die. Everywhere in Egypt there will be loud crying. Nothing like this has ever happened before or will ever happen again. But there won't be any need for the Israelites to cry. Things will be so quiet that not even a dog will be heard barking. Then you Egyptians will know that the Lord is good to the Israelites, even while he punishes you. Jacob's family, also known as the Israelites, grew very big while living in Egypt. Because Pharaoh was afraid they would take over completely, he made them slaves. The Egyptians forced the Israelites to work very hard and treated them very badly for many years. But God had not forgotten his promise. God called an Israelite named Moses to lead his people out of slavery. Moses told Pharaoh to let God's people go, but Pharaoh said no. So God sent plagues, which are really, really terrible things. But he sent them to show Pharaoh that he meant business. First, God turned the river into blood. Then he sent frogs and bugs and hail and darkness all over the land. He made animals die and people break out in sores. But Pharaoh still would not obey God and let his people go. So God was going to send one more plague, the worst one of all. The firstborn son of every family living in Egypt was going to die. Sin would bring death to every family, but God was going to show his mercy to the people, to his people. He told the Israelites to each kill a perfect lamb and rub its blood on the doorposts of their homes. When God saw the blood on the door of a house, he would pass over it. The firstborn sons in the houses covered by blood would not die because the lambs had already died for them. On the night of the last plague, there was a great sadness in Egypt. Many sons died, including Pharaoh's son. Pharaoh finally gave in and let the Israelites leave Egypt. But it wasn't long before he changed his mind, and he came charging after them with his army. The Israelites were camping by the Red Sea when they saw Pharaoh coming. Just when things seemed hopeless, God split the sea and made dry land appear, so his people could get across safely. Then he made waters come crashing back down on the Egyptian army. God saved his people from death by the blood of lambs and set them free from slavery in Egypt. Sadly, though, God's people were still slaves to their own sinful hearts. But one day, many years later, God would send a better lamb to set them free from sin forever by his blood. The point of this story that we need to remember is that every firstborn son in Egypt was going to die because Pharaoh refused to obey the one true God. The Israelite families each killed a lamb and put its blood on the doors of their homes. The firstborn sons living in houses covered by blood didn't die because the lambs died for them. And as we think about the first coming of Christ, it is important for us to reflect on the fact that Jesus Christ is our Passover lamb. Because he died, you and I can live. We are set free from sin and death as long as we trust in him.